Hey thrill seekers, welcome to today's episode where speed meets chaos on two wheels. Get ready for the most insane motorcycle chases ever caught on Dashcam. Buckle up, this is one ride you don't want to miss. On February 13th, 2024, a trooper patrolling in a fully marked vehicle spotted a motorcyclist without a license plate. The trooper got closer, activating his emergency lights and sirens, signaling the rider to pull over. But instead of stopping, the motorcyclist made a split-second decision to flee, a choice that would go down as one of the worst decisions of his life.
Traffic conditions. Southbound from Boston today. There's no line for the also contact
As the trooper pursued, the motorcyclist veered off the highway, taking an exit at reckless speeds. Weaving dangerously and showing no regard for safety, the rider was unaware that these could very well be the last seconds of his life. Miraculously, the motorcyclist survived the crash and was immediately transported to the hospital, where he made a full recovery. Once cleared by medical staff, he was taken into custody and booked into jail. Let this video serve as a stark reminder of how reckless decisions on the road can lead to devastating consequences. On Monday, December 26, 2022, Trooper noticed a black motorcycle with its rear taillight not illuminated. The motorcycle's registration was found to be suspended, and the rider, clad in a black jacket, black pants, and a black helmet, appeared to be unaware of the looming danger. As the motorcycle approached, Trooper activated emergency lights and sirens, attempting to pull the vehicle over just before Burton Road. At first, the rider seemed to slow, pulling off to the right shoulder, but instead of yielding, the motorcyclist made a swift decision. He lowered his body and sped off, initiating a pursuit.
X-ray Tom, Sam, 891. He just ran in the back of a car.
The suspect, unable to regain control of his motorcycle, lost control and collided with a motorist in front of him. The impact sent the suspect flying off his bike into the left lane. Trooper immediately notified Troop F Communications of the crash and called for emergency medical services. As he approached the suspect, he found that the individual was initially breathing, but tragically, the suspect's breathing stopped shortly after. In a desperate attempt to save the suspect, Trooper performed CPR, but despite his efforts, the suspect, identified as Mr. Stephen Wilson, succumbed to his injuries. The pursuit that started over a simple traffic stop ended in a devastating tragedy. On June 6, 2023, in Pulaski County, Arkansas, Trooper Dakota Bailey was on routine patrol when a motorcycle zoomed past him at an alarming speed. As the trooper caught up to the biker, he clocked him at an astonishing 115 miles per hour, well over the speed limit. Without hesitation, Trooper Bailey activated his emergency lights and sirens, signaling for the motorcyclist to pull over. But the motorcyclist, undeterred, continued to flee, setting the stage for a pursuit. The motorcyclist, determined to escape, twisted the throttle even further, accelerating and creating a sizable gap between him and the pursuing trooper. But Trooper Bailey wasn't about to back down. He pressed the gas pedal and began closing the distance once again.
Get on the ground! Let the dog go! He's gonna... Hey! Hey! Get up! Get up! Walk towards me! Face away from me! Back up to my sound of my voice! On your knees! On your knees! Face away from me!
It only took one precise, soft tap from Trooper Bailey's patrol vehicle to bring this pursuit to an end. The motorcyclist lost control and falls over into a bush. Moments later, the suspect was apprehended and taken into custody without further incident, marking the end of this chase. On Wednesday, November 8th, 2023, Trooper spotted a blue sport bike with no license plate. The rider was flying past him at an alarming speed, weaving between the left and middle lanes, splitting cars with ease. Trooper quickly activated his sirens and attempted to catch up to conduct a traffic stop, but the motorcyclist had other plans. As soon as he got close, the bike accelerated, and just like that, a high-speed pursuit was underway. As the pursuit continued, the motorcyclist reached speeds of 130 miles per hour. With the highway packed with vehicles, Trooper was forced to make a decision. He swerved onto the shoulder, navigating around cars in an attempt to keep up, but the biker was proving difficult to track. The rider smoothly filtered through the busy road, making it harder for Trooper to close the gap. While Trooper was hot on the tail of the speeding motorcyclist, backup was already a few miles ahead, anticipating the chase's direction. As the biker neared the second Trooper, they quickly sprang into action, halting traffic in an effort to safely intercept the reckless rider. The plan was set in motion as the motorcyclist came closer, but would it be enough to bring the pursuit to an end?
off, buddy.
Shut up! Hey, can I take this helmet off?
After a brief struggle, Donovan Cox was taken into custody and read his Miranda rights. During a search, a blue pistol and an extra magazine were found in his backpack. The motorcycle was impounded and Cox was transported to the Faulkner County Detention Center, where he was booked without further incident. Interestingly, Cox is employed as a legal analyst for the Department of Human Services in Little Rock. His actions on the road would soon catch up with him, as Trooper Cavanis contacted Cox's supervisor, informing them that Cox had fled from troopers and was now under arrest. On February 25, 2023, in Alexander, Arkansas, a local officer with the Alexander Police Department initiated a traffic stop on a motorcycle for not displaying a license plate. However, the situation quickly escalated when the motorcyclist decided to flee. The Arkansas State Police joined the pursuit and took over as the primary unit, setting the stage for what would be a brief but intense chase. For now, a pit maneuver was off the table, too risky given the circumstances. Troopers were banking on the suspect making a critical mistake, a lapse in judgment that could bring this dangerous pursuit to an end. Now, Trooper Alexander took over as the primary unit, leading the charge in the pursuit. With 2 patrol cars now in play, the odds seemed to shift in favor of law enforcement. But as we've seen before, bringing a high-speed chase to an end is never simple. Let's see how this one unfolds.
Stop! Stop! On the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground! Put your hands behind your head! Put your hands behind your head!
Trooper Alexander executed a TVI, forcing the motorcycle into the concrete divider. The rider was thrown off, bringing his escape attempt to an abrupt end as he was quickly taken into custody. In a twist, the motorcycle, still in motion, continued down the interstate on its own and collided with the back of the Trooper Alexander patrol car. On May 2, 2021, during a multi-agency operation known as Operation Reclamation, troopers aimed to tackle the growing chaos caused by lawless car clubs in Bibb County. Aviation Division Sergeant Hamilton Halford alerted units to a group of 15 to 20 dirt bikes and four-wheelers wreaking havoc on Emory Highway and Jeffersonville Road, ignoring traffic laws and endangering public safety. A trooper arrived in the area and spotted a blue four-wheeler without a registration plate. When the trooper activated emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop, the rider made a bold decision to flee.
Wait! Get your behind you! Get behind you! Put your hands behind you!
34.
How was that?
993,
How was that?
334 is out with 206. They're 10-4.
The chase came to an end when a trooper used a tactical maneuver to guide the vehicle onto the shoulder, where the suspect lost control and crashed after hitting uneven asphalt. On the ground, the suspect hesitated but eventually complied with commands. A search revealed suspected marijuana and a loaded handgun with an extended magazine. The driver, Demona T.J. Thomas, was arrested and transported to the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center, facing multiple charges. On October 7, 2023, in Arkansas, while on patrol, troopers were on the lookout for a motorcyclist who had been observed running stop signs. As one trooper spotted the motorcyclist, the rider noticed the law enforcement presence. Rather than stopping, the motorcyclist accelerated and began driving at a high rate of speed, triggering a pursuit.
Hey!
West on 332. We're westbound on 332. Keep stick count. Speed's about 60. There's no traffic. We're going about 80, about as fast as it's going to go.
Where that road come out to?
Looks back out to 29.
As the pursuit continued, the trooper closely followed the motorcyclist, aware that executing a pit maneuver on a motorcycle could be far more dangerous than on a car. It was a risk not worth taking. The trooper radioed for backup, waiting for the safest opportunity to end the chase.
About 37.
That's what coming. You said that's heading towards hopefully by the PD.
I'm set up 332 195.
Alright, he just lost it. Alright, he lost it. He wrecked out.
You drive fast.
Huh?
You drive fast. That's good.
I drive fast, you drive slow.
The motorcyclist, after losing control of his bike during chase, crashed and was immediately arrested by the responding officers. The scene quickly turned from a dangerous pursuit to a controlled arrest. The suspect was taken into custody without further incident, and fortunately, no one was injured during the chase. The motorcyclist was later charged with multiple offenses, including failure to stop at a stop sign, fleeing from law enforcement, driving without a valid license. His reckless actions and decision to flee from officers not only endangered his own life, but also put other road users at significant risk. Now he faces the consequences of his actions. On August 23, 2024, an officer observed two motorcycles and a Dodge Charger racing from a stoplight on Highway 412. One motorcycle had emergency lights on but no functioning headlight, and it lacked a visible license plate. After attempting a traffic stop, the motorcycle sped off, initiating a high-speed chase northbound on Highway 265. Stay tuned to see how this chase unfolds.
It's a motorcycle. No, 28. Northbound on Cold, Missouri.
Regional Railroad crossing.
Seeing a little bit from
As the chase intensified, the fleeing motorcycle blew through stoplights, weaving recklessly at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Captain Chris Goodman joined the pursuit, trailing the motorcycle as it veered onto a dead-end county road. With nowhere to go, the suspect turned back, heading straight toward the pursuing officers.
He's headed back to me. Need a tip. Okay. I'm sorry. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
In an effort to slow the reckless driver, one officer strategically swerved his patrol car at low speed, forcing the motorcycle to decelerate. The suspect collided with the patrol car and toppled over, bringing the dangerous pursuit to an end. The driver was promptly arrested. Officers questioned the suspect, Mr. Collins, who admitted to running because of his revoked Missouri license, lack of a motorcycle endorsement, no insurance, and unregistered bike. While waiting for medical clearance, officers noted damage to the patrol car caused by the collision. After being evaluated at the hospital for a minor shoulder injury, Mr. Collins was transported to the Washington County Detention Center. He now faces a series of charges, including reckless driving, fleeing in a vehicle, driving on a revoked license, and multiple violations related to vehicle registration, insurance, and equipment. On July 12, 2024, a routine patrol turned into a high-speed pursuit involving a black motorcycle with no license plate in Orange County, Florida. The rider, later identified as Tay Anthony Haynes, made a reckless U-turn upon spotting law enforcement, jumping a median and fleeing at speeds exceeding 130 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone.
I copy 1031. You're calling in Patrol Channel 3, 1033 traffic at this time. Number 1728, 1031. Copy southbound Knightsbridge Road, going towards Milwaukee at this time.
As the chase intensified through residential streets, troopers braced themselves for a long and challenging pursuit. They were determined to bring this reckless motorcyclist to a stop, no matter what it took. What's mind-boggling is that this entire situation spiraled out of control over a missing license plate. Instead of simply pulling over, the motorcyclist chose to run, endangering countless lives along the way. Absolutely crazy.
There's no units 51. We're trying to get some more down in the area. Copy. Getting stuff back into Coral Cove neighborhood.
The motorcyclist cranked up the speed, blasting over 100 miles per hour and leaving the troopers struggling to keep him in sight. For a brief moment, it seemed like he might have slipped away, but just a few minutes later, the chase reignited as the determined troopers closed in once again, refusing to let him escape.
Vehicle you contain for K9.
Copy. Westbound Colonial for Mercy.
The motorcyclist finally began to slow down, and it was later confirmed that he had run out of gas. The troopers quickly seized the opportunity, boxing him in and bringing the chase to an end. And it was game over for this fleeing motorcyclist. After the pursuit ended, a computer search revealed that Tajay Haynes didn't have a motorcycle license and had recently purchased the unregistered motorcycle. He was taken to the Orange County Jail and booked on multiple charges, including fleeing with disregard for safety, operating a motorcycle without a license, failing to register the vehicle, and reckless driving.